Good morning, everyone. We are finally back in our own garden, and it is looking beautiful, but it is also very, very hot.
Yeah.
So, before we get started on our project today, I think we're going to show you guys a little bit of the garden. But, Brian, why don't you tell us what we're working on today?
You guys see that back there? That iconic shed that's in all of the back of our videos? Today, it's getting a big upgrade. So we haven't shown you guys this, but you literally can't walk through the doors. And honestly, over the years, I think that we have cleaned out this shed like maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Completely taken everything out of it and then reorganized everything back into it. But every single time we've done that, we've pretty much used the exact same shelving. We've not like upgraded any of our organizational materials. And today we're gonna do that because every single time we organize it, a few weeks later, it's a disaster again.
Yeah.
And when we show you guys the inside of it, we're gonna have some shame doing that. So
Honestly, I'm a little embarrassed that we're going to show it, but we have to so that you understand how bad it has gotten.
yeah, I feel like this is super relatable because you guys probably have sheds that are your dirty little secrets too. So anyway, before we get to that, let's show you some beauty around the garden because there's lots of pretty things like Tyler said.
Okay, so we are going to do a July garden tour, but it is quite hot, and I don't know what the garden is going to look like by then. So we're just going to show a couple of things on our way to the shed. So right here, I wanted to show off, this is my favorite coleus. This is Golden Dreams coleus from Proven Winners. Can take sun or shade. You can kind of see the ones back here that are getting more sun are more yellow. And this one here that is sort of underneath the willow is a little bit more darker red, which is kind of interesting. But our goal when planting these was to have them kind of shine up as a back layer, and they're finally doing it, which I feel like when you plant coleus, sometimes you're like, this little thing, it's gonna take forever, but here we are, and it's a really nice layer. So let's walk the garden path. Glorious petunias. Mini Vista Indigo. And I know a lot of people don't care for this one because of the different shades that the blooms get as they age, but I don't really mind that. I think it adds a little bit of interest. So I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side, 3 on this side, and we're starting to get a little bit of center dieback. So I did fertilize this morning, and it's just hot. You know, when you get to this time of year with petunias, I feel like people think like, oh, I failed because they're starting to die, and it's like, they are an annual and they're meant for one season. So like to make it this far, I consider a success. And I mean, we're not even close to them going out. They're looking beautiful. We've got Ridiculous Coleus right here, which is also an amazing plant. And I mean, I think Coleus, like, you should have Coleus everywhere in your garden, don't you think?
I think so.
Okay, we walk along this way and we've got green twister coneflowers that are just like shining right now. And then look at the pollinators.
Oh
Can
my
you see
gosh,
this?
Yes, there's like 100 of them on there.
Blue Fortune Agastaki, and it is always in bloom. We don't really do anything to it. I mean, this flower bed is on drip irrigation, of course. There's 3 that we planted here, and we decided we want to beef this up a little bit, so we added 3 more back here that will get taller next year, of course.
What's interesting about the Blue Fortune is this is one of the perennials that we moved to this place from another space. So this is proof that if you transplant something, it can still thrive that same season.
Yeah. And then we have the Senorita Blanca Cleome over here,
Oh my goodness.
which is another annual that I think we're starting to swear by for the South because no deadheading. It starts as like this little thing and it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And I mean, I think by the end of the season, it'll probably be just at the top of the urn, don't you think?
I think so. It's going to be so pretty.
Yeah.
I think next year maybe we should try a different color. I think that would be
I
fun.
would like the purple one right here because we have white daisies right here. You can see they're starting to come back and bloom. And then there's something else. Oh, this aster right here is white. And so if we have the pink, I think that would be really nice. It's like pinky purple.
Yep,
like
I think that would be beautiful.
Okay,
Also...
last thing before we head to the shed, or last 2 things. Everything's Rosy Coneflower and King of Ages Daylily. I just love this combo in the garden. I don't know about you, Brian, but I think like hot pink and the peach is one of my favorite combos right now.
It's really gorgeous.
You gotta come show this one. This one is like really, really fat. Let me see if I can bring this over so you can see them together.
Oh my gosh.
You see that?
Gorgeous.
It's just so pretty together. And the center of this daylily kind of place, the coneflower, it's a really fun combination. And I think next year, the coneflowers will be beefed up a little bit and the daylilies will be beefed up a little bit more.
Okay, that can't be the last thing we show because our big plate hibiscus, the
Oh, right.
I think it's Lilac Crush,
Lilac Crush
is in bloom. And you know, you guys know these don't last long. So I don't know if this is gonna make it to a garden tour or not. So I definitely want to show it because it's so pretty. Just look at these blooms. I love the texture.
Nice.
We've had some Japanese beetle action on this plant this year, so there's a little bit of damage, but really not a ton.
Come around this way, Brian.
So pretty.
If you can get a shot of it with the blue spruce, it's just a really pretty combination.
Wow.
I love it.
So stunning.
This is turning into a mini garden tour. I'm like, wait, there's more things.
I know, it's because we're avoiding the shed in the background because that's going to be a project that's too much.
Okay, all right. I think we should get to the shed now.
All right.
Shall I open the doors?
Yeah. Show the people the mess.
Niagara Falls grass coming into bloom. Just avoiding. All right.
The inevitable is happening. Here we are.
I'm going to open both doors at the same time, I think. Hopefully you can see this because there's not a light in here yet.
Oh, I will zoom in so the people can see the mess.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
This is an embarrassment. You people should be ashamed.
I love that the blower is just sort of perched right there on top.
Well, if I put it farther back, I wouldn't be able to get to it.
Listen, so there's a lot of problems, I think, with this shed. First of all, when we built the shed, we kind of rushed into getting shelving units for it. And we got shelving units that are plastic and that have holes in them. They are not the best. And we've kind of just struggled along with them.
Yeah.
I'll also say over the years, we have a push lawn mower that we really don't know how to store in here. We have lots of fertilizers and things like that. And then we also got bikes a few years ago that are kind of sitting right in the middle.
There's also a lot of paint cans in here that are from when we first bought our house. And we have since repainted the entire inside of the house. And so we don't need those paint cans anymore.
Yeah, why are we like this?
I don't know. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take everything out of here, just get it out. And then there is a little loft thing in here. Can you see that?
I think
on camera? There is a little loft up in the top that we had installed because we thought they would be good for extra storage, but it really just gets in the way. It doesn't add very much. So we're actually going to remove that. And then we're going to paint the inside of the whole shed white. The floor is going to be a dark green color. And then we've got some new shelving and stuff that we'll show you later on. So step one is to take all this crap out of here.
Oh, there we go. You guys, there's ants.
I'm gonna puke. What do we think they are in here for, though?
They are in here because this is a dry place. Okay, folks, so here's the pile of things that came out of here. Most of it's trash, to be honest. I think we'll have to sort through this shortly. We're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we have to fog the shed for the ants because there was probably, I don't know, 1,000 carpenter ants is what I think they are. So we're gonna do that, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so we've got the shed pretty much cleaned out. It wasn't quite as much work as I thought it would be, just to get all the junk out.
We just didn't anticipate having to do the bug fogging, but I think we've got it under control now, and we'll be way more organized this time. So hopefully, if there is another ant or bug problem, we'll see it, and we'll be able to tackle it early on.
Yeah.
But now we're working on trying to get the rest of the dust out, and then we got to start taking this little loft down, and we thought it was screwed in.
Yeah.
But it's actually nailed in, so this is going to be fun.
Yes, but we have a sledgehammer, we have crowbars.
And a crowbar, yeah.
I mean, nothing can stop me with a crowbar, so...
We might see you guys at the hospital.
All right, so we're going to try to take that down, and then I think we'll probably end up trying to get all the remaining dust out of here.
Before we start painting.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. It's hot out here. I would say it's only 82, 83 today.
It feels way hotter though because of the humidity.
Yeah.
So we have a little Dyson fan in here just to try to get some air circulation.
Yep.
We are finally gonna get started painting. So as I said before, we're painting the inside white. We're painting the walls and the ceiling white. And we got, let me show you.
You guys are familiar with a few videos back when we painted the picket fence. We got one of these paint sprayers, and we've got another one.
So this one is actually corded. So the one that we used before attaches to a DeWalt battery, and we're gonna try to get this done as quickly as possible. So we wanted both of us to have a sprayer. We didn't want to have to potentially wait for batteries.
Yep.
So one of us will use the battery powered and the other will use the plug-in.
Yep.
And so if you don't have DeWalt tools or maybe you don't have DeWalt batteries, this is a great option for you, and we'll link it down below in the description. And it was pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, I think it was like $30 or $40. And the reason that we're spraying and not rolling is because we're assuming there's still going to be some particles of like dust and dirt on the walls and the floor. And so we're going to spray the walls, and then on the floor we got a special roller that should be able to handle the dust particles, but obviously the floor is a much smaller space, so if that's a little bit more trouble, it'll be not as big of a surface as the walls. So we're gonna divide and conquer. Tyler's gonna take half, I'm gonna take half, and we're gonna get started.
Here we go. All right, so the original sprayer that we got for when we painted the fence, it's not working. I don't know if we didn't maybe clean it enough last time, or we were using stain last time and now we're using real paint, if that has changed it. So luckily we bought the new sprayer and it is doing really, really good. So Brian is gonna keep going on that. While he's doing that, I thought I would go ahead and put together the final piece of storage that we have. So we have bought 6 pieces from the IKEA brewer system, and I think all of them are metal, basically like shed or garage organizational cabinets, shelves. They have little accessories too, and they come in black and like a light green color. And I think it's almost the same color green as our gate, and that's what we were going to get originally, but we decided to get some storage cabinets that actually have doors. So that way, if the shelves do end up being cluttered, you know, we can shut the doors and it will at least look nice. And they only had those available in black. So I have actually already put together one of the storage cabinets. We have 2 kind of counter height drawer systems with a wooden top. And then we have another storage cabinet, and then we've got like a couple of peg wall pieces. So I thought I would just come out here and put together the last storage cabinet on camera with you guys, and you can enjoy the garden a little bit while I'm out here sweating.
All right, guys, I look like I have survived some sort of crazy, I don't know what to say. Disaster. But I was like...
It's in your nose.
It's literally everywhere. I was stuffed in the shed painting for the last 5 hours, but I think we got it done. And now we are trying to shove a 2-day project into a 1-day because apparently it's gonna start raining at like 5 a.m. and the yard's full of stuff. So now we're gonna try to, the plan is to paint the floor green. And so now we're gonna try to paint the floor really quick, obviously let it dry for at least an hour or so while we go through all the things and start to organize. So I think we just need to get started as soon as we can.
Yeah, let's do it.
let's show you around.
All right, everyone, it has been a couple of days and we had a few lingering items for the shed, but we are finally excited to show it to you. So let's take a walk around. So the first thing you notice when you walk in is that we actually have light in here now. So when we had the shed built, we did not have extra funds to bring electricity out here. So we got creative with the shed this time and decided to get a solar powered light. So Brian actually took the cord and ran it down the roof line and out the window so the solar panel can be outside. It's motion sensing, which is really nice. So if we ever have to come out here at night, the light will just come on and we'll be good to go. Right here, we've got our drawer system, and we added a couple of pegboards with shelving as well. All of this is from the drawer system from IKEA, and it was pretty inexpensive compared to some storage systems that we've seen. Pretty easy to put together. There were a couple items that we got mixed up, but it's super useful. So we've got our Felco pruners and other loppers and stuff up here just for easy access, because I cannot tell you how many times we would come in the shed looking for one of these and just couldn't find it because the shed was so disorganized before. Here in the drawers, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to organize them, but we've just kind of got an assortment of things, trying to do them by type. So this here is all of our irrigation supplies. We've got tools in this drawer here, and then drop cords and all of that fun stuff. And then we're using the shelving for additional storage, but also a little bit of aesthetics. We've got Brian's basket up here from his bike, which is really fun. So this area right here is just feeling super organized. So on either side of our drawer system, we've got our drawer storage cabinets. And originally, if you remember, we had shelving units all the way across here that were plastic and they were open. And we were considering getting a similar setup actually in the drawer system, because they do make an open shelving. And after we started talking about it, we thought, well, what if we get some with doors? That way, if it ever does get disorganized again, we won't see it. So we decided to get these, and it is quite organized on the inside. So the bottom three shelves here are all of my seed starting stuff. So we've got soil on the bottom, and then a bunch of pots and trays, and then we've got painting supplies. I've even got a little bit of space to add something here. And it just feels nice to be able to close the doors and not see what is inside. Just makes it feel a little bit more organized. And then you can probably see behind me, we've got the cord running out the window here for the solar panel for the light. So here in this corner is probably one of the biggest space-saving items we got for the shed. So this is just a little caddy, and it's only 17 inches wide. And we got this to store all of our shovels and rakes and other things. Before, we had them actually hanging on the wall opposite from me. And while it was really beautiful, and they were easy to grab, just took up so much space. And so we thought, why don't we get something that sits on the floor that we could just kind of push into the corner? And I wasn't sure that if everything was going to fit, but it actually does. So, I mean, this has got every single shovel. We've got even our little weeder in here, and it's perfect. It feels like I'm shopping at a store. The only thing we have yet to figure out for this corner is how we're going to store the augers. We just have them kind of in our planting tray on the floor right now, but I think we would love to have them on the wall right here. They're just so heavy, so we've got to figure out a way for that, but they're still in kind of an organized spot right now. All right, so on this side of the shed, we've got a couple of other tools that we use a lot. We've got our ladder here, our blower, our weed eater. We've got some more irrigation tubing that I will get to eventually. And then we've got our bikes. So we have had these bikes for a couple of years, and they have just been on the floor in the shed with their kickstand. And while we love our bikes, it was quite a nuisance to get in here and get around them. And sometimes you just have to roll them all the way out. So we decided to make space for them on this wall, which is where our shovels were previously, and actually hang them up. And it's just a huge space saver, super easy to install. All we had to do was measure the lengths of the bikes, and you just kind of hook them into place. And the best part is that if I want to get into that storage cabinet back there, all I got to do is swing these over to my left, and then I can easily access the storage cabinet, which you guys have no idea how thankful we are for that, because there's so many times we would just end up being frustrated by the bikes. And so when you're organizing, it's important to think about what's going to save you the most space. And I think this is one of those things. Now, of course, everyone has a lawnmower, and we finally made space for ours in the shed. Before, we kind of struggled to get it in here, and we even considered getting rid of it and getting something that kind of folded up way smaller. But now that we were able to hang the bikes, we got the shovels and everything in this corner, we've got the perfect space for our lawnmower. And, you know, even though we probably will have to pull this out of the way to get into that storage cabinet, that's really such an easy thing to do considering the state that the shed was in before.
Okay, so our shed project is done. I feel like it's a brand new space.
Yeah.
Something that we can finally use for the garden, and something that I'm not going to scream every time I open those doors.
And it feels nice. Something about painting the floor just really brought it all together. And painting the inside white makes it feel like an actual house instead of just this rickety old shed.
Yes, and I feel like it's going to help us to keep it clean because it's got that sort of clean aesthetic already. Obviously, we're trying to make it like a nice little potting shed, but it's so functional. We have lots of tools. We have lots of things that we have to put in here that it's sort of teetering between an organized garage and a potting shed, and I'm sure we'll use it for both of those things.
Yes, definitely. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you're interested in any of the organizational products that we used in today's video, we will link those down below, and maybe it will inspire you to get to organizing some spaces for yourself. With that, we are going to wrap up this project. From our garden to yours, we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.